Whenever I asked anybody, like, where is Bloomington, or, what's that one thing that Indiana is famous for, I only got two things from, like, literally every person I met my freshman year. One, it's in the middle of nowhere, and two, we're famous for corn. So...
Do I say what I actually felt?
Yeah. Before I came to Bloomington, I feel there will be many cornfields.
I came here, and this one day I saw snow, rain, and sun all in one day.
Being someone from Hong Kong, which is a big city, I expected Bloomington to be a very small town.
Being an Indian, I expected Bloomington to be completely different, to be like an alien land, a new culture, not being able to understand people at all. But in reality, it was actually the complete opposite. I found the people to be so caring, so friendly. I had tons of people help me move in, and Bloomington actually became my home away from home, believe it or not, within the first semester.
Okay, to be honest, I had never heard of Bloomington or even Indiana for that matter. And I still remember stepping my foot into this campus and seeing the massive sample gates and those tulips just, glowing and basking in their natural glory. And I feel like somehow this campus just really spoke to me. And since then, it's just been my home for, these 4 years.
Before I moved here, I think Bloomington is a small town. So I'm worrying if there are not too many entertainment activities or a lot of Asian restaurants or markets in Bloomington.
Coming from abroad is a challenge just because people don't accept you or your culture isn't present here. But I think after coming here, I kind of saw that there was a community of whether that be Indians or just other groups of Asian minorities really well represented on campus. So I felt like even though that was something I was feeling like that would be a challenge, I felt very comfortable once I got here.
So I think a main concern as an international student was just moving away from my family for so long. The longest time I've been away from my family is probably 4 months, and now it's going to be a year. So that was my main concern as well, coming to the US or coming to Indiana as well. But I think I've grown as an individual and been able to take up that challenge.
I think the first main concern that I had was food. Simply because I'm a big foodie, and I didn't think that as a vegetarian from India I would be able to survive in the US. But that actually worked out really differently. I ended up becoming a really good cook over the pandemic, so now I cook food for myself. And when I don't feel like cooking, there's tons of amazing restaurants from around the world downtown that I get to go to, and even great food on campus. So that was one of the big things that I was worried about, which actually worked out really well.
There are so many great food restaurants from all over the world, Asian or Indian food, literally all over the world you can have. And there are many international food markets in Bloomington as well, so you do not need to worry about any your stomach or some tasty or missing home, the taste of home.
One of my concerns about Bloomington moving here was primarily the weather. Bloomington's weather is highly unpredictable. I still remember my first year here on campus. There would be times when I would leave my dorm, with an umbrella, thinking that it would rain, and I would just come out of my class and it's bright sunny, I
had family friends in Bloomington that live here, and something they told me was you can expect to see all 4 seasons in a day, and I thought that was so cool because I've only seen super hot and maybe decent weather, in the 60s. So I was like, I want to see all 4 seasons, and they weren't wrong.
One of my favorite things about Bloomington is fall. If I had to pick one thing, it's fall, because I had never experienced that back home. Hong Kong does not have, snow or fall, leaf changing. I went to a pumpkin patch and an apple orchard with my friends right away. That's not something I had done before again. It kind of helped me get involved with the community and understand what the culture here is like.
As an international student, I went through a little bit of a culture shock. So after about 3 weeks when my parents left, there was a time when I started missing home, and I felt a little upset. I would miss my family, my culture, my people, my food, everything, and But I can say with a lot of pride that within my first semester here, going to all of those orientation events, being an Indian student, going to Indian Student Association events, still being able to celebrate my festivals with people from my country, and actually being able to share that culture with the American students here. I think it was all of that came together and really made IU home for me. And so the first time was actually when we celebrated Diwali in the United States with all of my friends and my American friends, where I was enjoying my culture and actually sharing a little bit about my culture with my American friends. I think that was the big aha moment when IU went from my college, my university, to actually becoming my home in the United States.
Bloomington starts to feel like home to me the first school day. When I was looking for the school buildings and the classrooms for all the classes, there was a math professor who think like I might lost direction. He come forwardly to me and asked me if I need any help. I just like at that moment, I feel like he is so warm-hearted and so welcomed. At that moment, I really feel like IU is a home, like welcome me, and I feel a sense of belonging.
Bloomington started feeling like home when I started attending the late night events, which are basically Friday nights, hosted by the union board at the IMU. I started meeting my now called friend group. They ended up being my roommates, and I ended up meeting one of my best friends, Ria. You know, to any student coming out here on campus, you know, there's tons to get involved in. There's something out there for everybody. So, you know, whatever that your niche is, you're bound to find your family there.
Something I wanted to kind of connect with even at Bloomington was I didn't want to leave behind my roots, and I wanted to somehow find a community. I had the opportunity to interact with people from, you know, like India, people who were born in the US but are of Indian origin, and it was just really nice because I felt like I was branching out, exploring, but also managed to keep my roots in check. That's when I realized I'm at home. Like, Indiana has so much to offer to me, and it's, as an international student, I've grown as well.